Greetings, gamers. I'm Mark.
And I'm Manuel.
And welcome to Tabletop Throwdown. Welcome and thank you for joining us, Manuel. How you doing today, buddy?
Doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. And thanks for tuning in. We have some exciting stuff today.
So we're glad you've joined us. It's been a little bit, and we're glad to have you back on the show with us. We're pretty curious about the kinds of things that you've been doing out there. What kind of games are on your table? What card games are you playing? What miniatures are you pushing around? Feel free to drop us some comments down below. We'd love to hear it.
And Manuel, a package arrived in the mail for me last week.
Cool. What do we have today?
We have Neuroscape, which is a new cyberpunk trading card game by Perception Squared Studios out of Los Angeles. It's brand new and it's right up your alley because you are an IT guy.
I'm an IT guy. I'm a big fan of cyberpunk going back to Blade Runner and William Gibson back in the day, so I've always been a fan of this genre. I've heard about this. My understanding is that the starter set is called Genesis.
That is right. It's called Genesis. We've got a starter deck right here. Manuel, you want to boot up and dive in?
Let's go.
Let's do it. All right, Manuel, you are running Cybernetics. I am running Hackers. You ready to roll?
Well, let's rock.
All right, let's give our decks a good shuffle here one more time.
All right.
And have a good game, buddy.
You too.
Thank you. Draw 5. Remember, you can mulligan any number on the bottom of your deck. I am going to go ahead and keep, and let's roll to see who's going first, by the way.
Okie dokie.
It's a heavy, nice, beautiful D20 here. 12.
12. That is a very hefty D20. And I got a 17.
Excellent. From the starter set. You get to choose if you want me to go first or second. Remember, first player only draws or runs or installs one card.
Tell you what, let's go ahead and have you go first,
Okay.
and I will react.
Sounds fair enough. Okay, let's go ahead and jump right to install, and I'm going to naturally do a RAM here. I have these upside down, by the way. And let's make sure we have our mainframe out, and I'm going to do one RAM. Yeah, you're good right there.
So I've got Synthetics RAM, or pardon me, Synthetics mainframe, and yours is the.
And I'm a Hacker Firestarter.
Firestarter mainframe. All right.
Okay. Let's go ahead and I will pass.
Pass.
Jump all the way down to pass turn.
Okay.
Unless you have any swift actions, which you don't have any RAM, so.
Yeah, I don't have any RAM yet. So in this game, you either draw 2 RAM, draw 2 cards, or one of each, up to 2.
Yeah.
I think, based on what's in my hand, it would be most advantageous for me to go ahead and draw 2 RAM. RAM is the resource in this game, and so you can't do much of anything without RAM.
Nope.
You have to pretty quickly build up your pool of RAM.
It's a predictable first turn, isn't it?
So I'm going to go ahead, the game goes in various stages. We're going to go to the install stage here. Pardon me, that was the install, getting the RAM out. And then deployment, I'm going to deploy a character called Virtual Kid. He has a 1 RAM cost, so I must attach a RAM to him in order to use him.
there, right.
There we go. And that's it for that. I don't have anything else that I can deploy at this moment. We have the next stage, which is a swift stage.
And you've played a card, which gives me an opportunity for a swift check, but I'm going to pass.
Okay. And then I'm going to declare my attackers. I only have the one, so I'm going to go ahead and declare Virtual Kid is going to be doing an attack.
You're able to do that right away, and I'm going to pay 1 during the swift check, and I'm going to play Overload Mark 1, Swift, deal 2 damage to any target, and I'm going to go ahead and hit him.
So he has 2 damage. That knocks him right out. And he is discarded. The ram goes back. Now, does the ram go back tapped or refreshed?
It goes back running, yes.
running.
Yeah.
There you go. That means that it cannot be used, and then this is discarded. Ooh, well played. I am done with my combat phase. We are in the reset phase. Clear damage, there is no damage, and we pass the turn, and it is now Mark's turn.
Sounds good. Okay, system check. There's nothing to worry about there. No characters have RAM attached that are suffering from less RAM. Let's go to refresh. Install up to 2. What do I want to do? Let's go ahead and just install 2, or install 1, and draw 1 card. And I'm going to go ahead and pay 2 for Deep Diver. She has a swift ability called Recovery, which you pay 1 tap. Until the end of the turn, you may target a hacker script in your recycle bin. As it resolves, you may play a target hacker script in your recycle bin. So that's pretty powerful. But I'm going to put 2 RAM committed to her because that's required, and she's going to be on the field. Do you have any swift action responses to that?
No.
Okay, let's go to combat. And I am going to go ahead and run this character by tapping her, and I'm coming at you for 1 damage to your mainframe, which is here.
Right, so 1 damage you said?
Yes.
So my mainframe counter goes down to 19. This would be an opportune moment to explain that the mainframe counter and bioframe counters each start with 20. When either of them reaches 0, you lose.
Absolutely. And I'm going to jump all the way down to clearing no damage, pass turn, and it's back to you, my friend.
Alrighty, so start of my turn here, system check, nothing to apply. Refresh, my RAM goes back to refresh status. And once again, I have the choice of pulling 2 of anything, either RAM or cards. I'm going to elect to pull 2 more RAM, giving me a pool of 4. And I'm going to go ahead and play a character named Back Alley Bruisers.
Ouch.
With a RAM requirement of 4. So all 4 RAM is going to be attached to these guys. So that's my deployment phase. Net check, nothing to look at there.
Nothing triggering.
Swift check.
I'm out of RAM completely.
Alrighty then, so I'm going to declare my attacker. That of course will be the Back Alley Bruisers.
Yes.
And the target would have to be, or that I choose, would be your Deep Diver.
Well, in this instance, the Deep Diver would have a chance to block if she was not running. She is running, however, and are you doing a normal attack or are you doing your Knuckle Up ability?
The Knuckle Up ability requires an additional RAM, which I don't have, so I'm just doing normal. Regular.
Okay, so that normal attack is how much? 5?
5.
Ouch, that is going to come directly to my bioframe, which is here. And you're going to knock me down from 20 all the way down to 15 already. That's a brutal hit. Yeah.
So, there we go. Damage is dealt. Reset. Clear any damage markers, which you don't have, and it's time to pass the turn.
Okay. I've got to do something about that character's system check. She has all of her RAM. I'm going to refresh. And let's go ahead and install 2 RAM. I am not going to force quit her. I do not have any synergy on the board because I don't have enough characters just yet. So let's go ahead and play a card during the deploy phase. And I'm going to pay 2. And I'm going to bring out a tagger. And this tagger is going to need to have 2 RAM committed to him. And he has a tap ability called Revolution. Put a +1/+1 counter on another target hacker or anarchy character. And I still have her fresh and ready to go as well. And I think I need to move to the combat phase, but before I do that, I played a card. Do you have any swift reactions?
Nothing that applies.
And you are out of RAM as well. Let's go ahead and... What is the health value of this character?
This is 4.
4. Wow, let's see. I am going to go ahead and tap the tagger's ability for Revolution and put a +1/+1 counter on Deep Diver, giving her an attack of 2. And she is going to attempt to move to combat and get through for 2 damage to your mainframe, which is blue.
So 2 damage on the mainframe.
Yes.
Click, click. There we go.
And going to jump down, if there's nothing else, all the way to pass turn.
Okie dokie. So start of my turn here. I'm going to go and refresh, untap these guys, or this guy, I should say. Next, go ahead and install. I'm going to go ahead and install a couple more RAM.
Okay.
All right. And I'm not going to force quit anything right now. I'm going to deploy something called Max Gains. It's a program environment.
Okay. Environments will go here in the center.
Okay. And all characters get stamina. Character doesn't run when it attacks. Does that mean it doesn't get tapped when it attacks?
Correct.
So.
And are you paying 2 to do that?
I'm paying the 2 RAM to do that.
You don't need to commit that. You just need to tap it over there
There we go.
to make it running. And I'm going to take a quick look at this manual. Okay. Nice.
So what that means then, I believe, is that I can go ahead and activate these guys, but they don't actually have to tap per se?
Yes.
All right, so that means then I could potentially use them to defend when it comes to your turn, correct?
Exactly. You would attack once and then be able to defend.
Awesome. I will do precisely that. So I'm declaring my attacker, of course, is the back alley bruisers.
Right.
And on the defense there, I would pick probably your deep diver.
Well, remember that these are just characters. They're both running, so they cannot move up to block you, which means you automatically go through to my health total.
Oh, I see.
Right.
So in that case, I've got an attack of 5 on the bioframe.
Okay, that is going to take me down to 10, and I foolishly did not leave a blocker for that character, which is going to be an issue. All right.
Okay. I assume you didn't have any swifts, of course. Sorry, I should have checked.
Correct.
No. Okay. So damage is dealt, clear damage, and pass the turn. Now it is Mark's turn.
Okay. Let's go ahead and refresh everything.
Query. Since this is an environment, does this apply to you as well now? Or is it just for me?
It does. Sometimes it'll have synergy that is only for certain factions, and in that case, that faction only would benefit. Otherwise, it does apply to both of us. You do get any faction bonuses, though, down here. And I am forgetting that I have my hacker bonuses, which gives me the ability to deal 1 damage to any target once per turn with Firestarter. So that's going to be helpful. All right, I need to ponder what I'm going to do here. First off, I need to install some RAM. I am going to install I'm going to install 2. Let's go to the deploy phase. During deploy, I am going to go to the combat phase. And I'm going to declare an attacker. So he will come at you just as a 1/1. And you're going to run and tap to block. And I am going to do a swift ability called Recovery. So I'm going to pay 1. And I'm going to, until the end of your turn, you may target a hacker script in your recycle bin. As it resolves, purge it. So I'm going to take a hacker script, which is swift, and target it means I do need to pay for it, I believe. So I'm going to pay the 1. And I'm going to do 2 damage here to him. and I'm doing the one from him. And when you play a script, well, first of all, do you have any responses for Swift? Because I did a Swift action.
No, do not.
Okay. When you play a script and you have 2 hackers, I'm going to tap here and do 1 more damage for a total of 4 to him.
Okay. And that, I do believe, destroys him because he only has a health of 4.
Right, and that's going to kill my tagger as well because he came into you. So the tagger's going to go away. This is going to come back running, unfortunately. And let's go ahead and jump down to past turn.
Okay. So,
And he wouldn't have tapped for attacking, but he still dies. So.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and untap, refresh my RAM. Alright. This
You have a lot of RAM.
I apparently do. What happens to the environment? Does your environment remain? Do I need to continue tapping to activate
The environment remains until someone replaces it with a different one.
But what about the RAM that was associated with it? Do I refresh that, or does it stay
You paid
tapped?
to bring it out, and unless it says otherwise, it's just here. It's conditioned now.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I think that I need to go ahead. I got lots of RAM now, so I think I'm just going to draw a couple cards.
Yep.
Because I need some characters here. Interesting. Okay, so that's my install. I'm going to go to deploy. I'm going to deploy 2 characters this time.
Okay.
2 Blackout Boys. They're the same card, same thing, and they each require 2 RAM. So I'm going to give them their 2 RAM each.
Okay.
And what's interesting about the Blackout Boys, according to the text on them, they get +1 damage for each other Blackout Boy you control. So they start out with 1, and because I have an additional 1, they're at 2.
Great.
And
So would you like those?
Sure, just to remind me of that. There you go.
And the other one's going to get 1 too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's apparently some kind of a synergy there by having multiples of them.
For sure.
And I think what I'm going to do is, since I've got a little bit of RAM and I have 1 additional character, I'm going to go ahead and play a Scrapper, which requires 1 RAM. And that will very quickly get me a wall of characters back out in front.
Okay.
And even leaves me 1 RAM to play with. So that's my deployment phase. Net check. I don't think there's anything going.
Nothing happening.
Swift.
Nothing.
Okay, so I'm going to declare attackers. No reason not to use them all, so I'm going to attack with all of them. I'm not going to be using the Scrapper's Scrap Heap ability.
Okay.
I don't have the RAM for it, but
Yeah.
I'm just going to be doing normal attack. Each of these being at a +1, of course, because of their synergy.
Right.
So I'm going to tap those, bearing in mind that they will untap later because of that.
Yes.
So try to squeeze all this in.
So if it
Sorry.
says they don't tap, you simply declare attackers, but don't tap them right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. So just save us that hassle. So again, all 3 attacking, and my target, I guess, would just be your dials, the mainframe and your wireframe.
Yes. And are you doing red all the way down the line?
All of them are red, yes.
So that's
Which would be
2, 4, 5.
5 total.
All right. Down to 5 health already. Ooh, that not tapping is brutal because you're going to be able to block me pretty nicely. And you're at what, 17 on your mainframe there? Yeah. Okay. Are you passing?
Yes, and now it's time to pass, yes.
Sounds good. Let's go ahead and refresh everything here. And, okay, I've got some decisions to make. I would like to play a Trojan and hide it on your mainframe, but I can't activate it until the turn after I play it. And I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to stay alive.
Well, let's find out.
Before I refresh first, and then I either draw or install. Let's go ahead and draw 2. Ooh, I drew too many cards and did not factor in enough RAM. That's going to be a problem. Okay, let's pay 2. And let's install the Trojan on your mainframe here.
Okay.
And I cannot play that until next round.
Okay.
And I still have 2. And I think I would like to... I'm going to leave my blocker... Well, even if I attack, because of our environment, she won't run and tap. But if you block her as a 2/2, you would lose one of your characters, but then I would also die and have nothing on the board. I am going to stay put for now and not attack and pass turn.
Okay. So, before you pass turn,
Yes.
because you did not declare combat, does that negate the Swift's Swift phase?
Ooh, that's a good question for our audience. When do you still have to go to the combat step and then pass the combat step? But regardless, you get to play a swift action anyway, because I forgot, I played a card, the Trojan. Once you play a card, you have a swift window.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before the pass occurs, after Mark played the card, I do have the chance for a swift action.
Yes.
And it so happens that I do have a swift action.
Okay.
I have an antivirus.
Oh.
Antivirus says, select one. Destroy target program attached to your mainframe, or remove all counters on your mainframe. It requires 1 RAM.
Yes.
And
that antivirus is going to get that away. And let me show you what it was just for funsies. Activate with 1 RAM. Deal 3 damage to this player for each of their attacking characters. And you purge that from your system, which was very
that
wise.
would have been a major ouchie.
That would have been an interesting change of pace for the game. But I've got 1 blocker. I've passed turn. And let's see what you do.
Okay. So, system check, refresh, draw 2 RAM or draw from the Cyberdeck. I think what I'm going to have to do here is I'm going to have to probably draw a couple of cards here. Huh. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and go on to the deployment phase. We're going to go ahead and deploy a character here, a dumpster diver, with a cost of 1.
Okay.
1 RAM, I should say. Put that in play. And that's it. I played a card, so do you have a Swift to repartee on that?
I am not going to react at this point.
Okay. No net check, so on to combat. We already passed the Swift check, so I'm going to declare attackers.
Okay.
And that will be all of them. I will be attacking with all of my guys.
Okay, we're going to combat. You declare attackers. You're attacking with everyone.
Attacking with
And they
everyone.
will not tap. I am going to do a swift response. I am going to... I'm going to tap her, pay 1 to do so, get that script out of my recycle bin. That is the program script. That is a swift action that costs 1, and that target card is going to deal 2 damage to any target. So this is on the cache, meaning it's kind of on the stack. Do you have any responses that you can do to override this card?
I don't believe it unless I can do some kind of block.
Not to this particular card,
Okay.
you can't.
So-
and you're out of RAM, right?
So, and I'm out of RAM.
Okay, I am going to do 2 damage to this right here.
This Black Out Boy, so I lose that guy. Which, consequently, means I lose my bonus on this guy.
Right.
There you go.
And I think swift actions happen back and forth until both people pass on the swift and then they resolve. So it went to you, you didn't have anything, your character died. I'm going to, when you play a hacker script, target, but you know what? I can't do this. I don't have the synergy on the board with two different characters. So instead, I will. Oh, I paid that already. Okay. Because recovery costs 1. We're going to combat resolution, and I can't block anything. I think you may have me here.
Well, probably not, because I only add up now to 3. So
Okay.
3 on your bioframe. You're still kicking, but
Still kicking, but smoking and frightened. Yeah, I'm bleeding pretty good there, buddy, but let's see what happens.
okay. So that is the end of combat. Reset, clear damage, and pass the turn.
Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and reset. Let's reset my 4 RAM. That resets. Let's see. I didn't do any damage to you because you got rid of that Trojan. So, I'm wondering how I'm going to start whittling you down a little better here. What's interesting is your deck is based a lot on gear and upgrades. You probably haven't been drawing them, have you?
I haven't been drawing any upgrades at all, which is unfortunate because it'd be lovely to show that mechanism.
Yeah, it would be. And this probably gives you some bonuses when they're loaded up, too.
Exactly. It sure does. It sure does. But unfortunately in this game that just hasn't been... I have instead drawn a lot of characters, and with interesting synergies, like the Blackout Boys, for example.
Right. Let's go ahead and install 1 RAM. Let's draw 1 card. It's a great card, but it might be a little late for me now. Let's go ahead and... If I want to use my recovery ability again, Manuel, to get that script out of there, I have to tap her, which means she... but she doesn't tap for attacking, which is rather interesting. But I still think I can't do 2 attack or ability in 1 turn. Pretty sure. Does that question make sense? In other words, if I come up and attack, even though I don't tap, I can't... It enables me to block later, but it doesn't enable me to tap and do this as well, does it?
I don't know the game well enough to be able to answer that.
Neither of us do. That's a tough question. I think I will... That's kind of fun. I'm going to come at you for 2 and declare attackers. Do you have any swift actions you want to do?
Not at this time.
Okay. She's a 1/1/1/1, so she's going to come at you for 2 damage to your mainframe. Unless you want to block.
Can I block?
I think she would kill anything you have, and we would trade. Well, these 2 would both have to block to stop her, and they would both die, and she would die. Or you could block here, and he would go away, but she would not because she's a 2/2.
Right. I think actually that I would probably want to do that. So if I go ahead and tap the Scrapper and the Dumpster Diver, who each have one health each, that would block, you say?
That would block her 2 and do 2 damage to me.
Okay, so that would be a trade.
And just FYI, when you block, you don't have to tap to block, which is nice.
Yeah.
But you do move up and indicate that you're blocking, and we're all going to trade.
Okay.
Wow, you've cleared my board again, my friend.
More out of sheer luck than anything else. No skill here, folks.
Let's go ahead and... Let me see if there's anything I can do that's going to be interesting enough. You know, now that your characters are cleared, I'm going to put something on your mainframe manual that is a problem, that is a virus, meaning it doesn't come in face down. It comes in face up and starts effective on your next turn. I'm going to pay 4. and I'm going to put system error on your mainframe and attach to a target's mainframe. On their net check, system error does 2 damage to their mainframe. So we'll put that right there.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And that's at the net check, which is at the end of the deployment phase. There you go. Okay.
Yeah, net check is end of deployment. Refresh my memory. Did we just go to combat? Did we do combat a minute ago?
You did, and then I blocked destroying your character. And mine.
I cannot jump back and start deploying stuff again. My mistake. So you know I have that tasty card, and I'm just going to refresh those 4 if that's all right. And let's just pass turn, because I'm getting messy over here.
Okay, alright, no worries. So, alright, pass turn. It's now my turn. So I'm going to start out by, during refresh, okay, all my stuff is up. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw 2 cards from the cyber deck.
Okay.
Because I desperately need more cards. Oh my, that is a tasty, tasty treat. But I think what I'm going to do instead is this. I'm going to deploy a character.
Okay.
I'm going to deploy another Blackout Voice.
Oh boy.
I don't know how many of these I have in my deck, but I've drawn 3 so far. And I'm going to pay the 2 RAM, of course, to activate them.
Yes. And he's what, 1/2?
Which gets the synergy, by the way, as you'll recall.
Before you put that synergy down, you've played a card that opens up a window for a swift check.
Correct.
And I am going to pay 1 and nuke that right now with a Overload Mark 1. Deal 2 damage to any target.
Okay, and that'll
I think I would like to get rid of that, yeah. And that's going to bounce back running. There you go.
Alrighty then, and then the other thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to play Lugnut, some kind of a cybernetic dog it looks like. Cybernetic pug is what it looks like, and it's going to require 1 RAM.
That sounds fun.
There we go. And that is it for my deployment.
How much damage does that cybernetic doggy do?
That guy does 1, and the Blackout Boys do 1.
Well, sadly, with only 2 health left on my bioframe, I need to, with that card played, waste a very good card. And I'm going to do a swift action called Overload Mark 2 this time. Pay 3, deal 4 damage to any target.
Okay, okay.
And that is a horrible waste of that card, but I need to stay alive. And we are in combat.
So we're in combat. I'm of course declaring Blackout Boys attacking. They do 1 damage to
They do 1
bioframe.
damage. I'm hanging by a thread here.
And then that is me done. Pass turn.
All right. So I am bleeding profusely. Let's see what I can do, buddy. Let's go ahead and refresh.
Got plenty of RAM.
Yes.
Not something I'm used to saying as an IT guy.
No, no, that's true. You were at a very healthy 17. I'm going to draw 2 cards. How many cards do you have in hand, Manuel?
I have 1.
I am going to go to my deploy phase.
Okay.
During deploy, you can play swift action cards like normal, like a normal card. And I'm going to immediately play Fishing, which is a fun, fluffy card here. And it costs 2. Swift, target player reveals their hand and you choose a card from it. They discard that card. Do you have any responses on this? On the cache?
I do not. I've only got the 1 card, which is a character.
Let me see what I got here. A character. Oh, this is a very good character. That would have been the death of me. I'm going to discard that. And it doesn't leave me with much. I've got 1 health. You've got 1 character. Yeah, I should have taken 1 RAM last round. Or this round, and I did not, and so I'm going to need to pass turn with 5 running.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh these guys, get them back up here. I am going to go ahead and draw 2 cards because I'm out of cards. Alright, so for my deployment phase, I'm going to go ahead and play a character called Rogue Valkyrie.
Okay.
Costs 4.
Oof.
There we go, a very beefy character.
What does that do?
Skybreaker that deals 2 bioframe damage to target character. So this can only target characters, so this won't be useful against your frame. It would only be useful against characters if you had any.
Right.
Moving on then, net check, no net check, swift.
Not yet.
So declaring attacker, I'm going to declare both the Valkyrie and the Blackout Boys, which provides a grand total of 4 points of damage on your bioframe.
Swift action response. I am going to play Quantum Encryption for 3. Swift, prevent all damage until end of turn.
Okay, very good.
Just hanging by a thread.
Mm-hmm. No damage dealt. We go to reset, pass the turn.
Sounds good. And damage is dealt. Let's go ahead and refresh. Seven RAM. I'm going to draw 2. Beginning of the game stuff would have been very helpful. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go to the deploy phase.
Good.
I am going to pay 4 and get the system error on your mainframe.
Mm-hmm.
Should deal 2 damage during net check, yes?
During the net check.
Okay.
Right, so, okay.
So I paid 4 for that. And then I'm going to pay 2 and bring out a Phantom operating system. He has an ability called Ghost for the machine, but I can't use her ability just yet because that would cost some RAM. But it allows me to search for viruses and Trojans in my deck and put them in my hand. So she's going to come out, and with 1 health left, I am going to stay to block, and it is going to be your responses for playing a card, any at all.
None.
Okay, let's pass turn, Manuel.
Okay, system check, refresh,
Don't
okay.
anything, refresh.
Install total round. So I'm going to draw for my Cyberdeck because I
Okay,
need
sounds good.
stuff. A little too late for that. Okay.
Likewise.
Deploy characters, programs, gear, etc. I don't have any RAM to deploy anything.
Okay.
That goes to net check, which apparently triggers this card.
Yes.
I'm going to take 2 to my mainframe.
Right.
There we go.
Down to 15.
Down to 15. Combat. I haven't actually deployed any cards, so there's no swift check for you just yet, right?
Actually, according to the rule book, there's a swift check at the beginning of combat before you even declare attackers.
Oh, okay.
However, I am running slow over here. I have no RAM.
Right. In that case, I'm going to declare my attackers, which I'm going to attack with the Rogue Valkyrie and the Blackout Boys. They do a grand total between them of 4 points of bioframe damage.
Let's declare defenders. I'm going to come up and defend against this one right here. And unfortunately for me, unless you have any responses, Blackout Boy is going to get through and do that 1 damage to me.
That's it.
Yeah, down to it. And good game, Manuel.
Good game.
Thank
All right.
you.
All right, folks. That's it for the game. That was a very interesting game. We're going to come back after the cut and discuss.
Okay, Manuel, we stumbled through our first game of Neuroscape. That was maybe the 3rd game I played. I learned a little bit about it last week. What did you think?
I found it very interesting. I enjoyed it. First of all, I thought it was a really cool game with a lot of flavor. The card and the art and all that stuff was very flavorful. On On my side, my understanding is that my faction, I was playing the Cybernetics, my faction is very dependent on having gadgetry and cyber implants and stuff attached. There's certain cards that I could have, and probably should have, drawn that I would have been able to attach to my characters to boost their abilities.
Lots of gear, right?
Lots of gear.
Yeah.
I didn't draw any gear this game, which is unfortunate because there is a mechanism for attaching. There's the attachment points, head, arms, etc. The ports, they call them. We didn't get to do any of that, and I apologize for that, but that's just the way the game played out. So instead of adding up gear onto my guys to make them brutes, I just had rely on just straight out character attacks, which worked out in this game, but ordinarily there would have been a lot more gear and upgrades and such that I would have made to my characters to make them a little bit tougher. So how about you, Mark? On your side of the table, what was going on over there?
I was on the ropes pretty quickly because I took 2 turns in a row, 5 damage each time from that heavy hitting character of yours before I was able to remove it. The hackers are very tricksy. They have a lot of removal. They naturally do a lot of viruses and trojans and things like that. One thing I really love about this game that differs from some older systems is that you have the choice of how much RAM or how many cards you're drawing each round. And I have to say, I made some poor decisions throughout the game in that regard. Sometimes I was not taking enough RAM on several occasions. Other times I was banking on drawing enough cards and not necessarily getting what I needed. So unlike other games, if you're resource flooded or resource starved, or if you don't have enough cards in your hand, it's often your fault as the player. And I really enjoy that decision making. Even though I stumbled through it, it was a lot of fun, and I look forward to trying to improve. Definitely. When you start your round, you have the choice of getting the RAM, or you have the choice of drawing a card, up to 2. But for the first turn, you were wise to give me first turn because I was only able to do 1. And some of the mistakes I made was when I should have mulliganed a couple cards. I only had 2 characters in my hand, and one of them wasn't super playable. And secondly, when you threw me for a loop and had me go first, I just didn't have many tricks up my sleeve and let you take the quick lead with those characters, and that was a challenge for me. But
that was kind of partly by choice, kind of a strategic choice on my part. My understanding is that the Cybernetics are a really aggressive type of a faction. You really have to come out swinging with them. Mm-hmm. As you mentioned, the hackers are kind of tricksy and slippery. Yeah. My guys are more like tanks, more like brutes, and I knew I was going to have to play them that way, which drew into my decision to, hey, let me just come out swinging. And that's what propelled that. Yeah, it was a very aggro deck, had me on the ropes, but I did like that we had a lot of interaction. We were learning how to use the swift actions. You were able to have that antivirus and remove that Trojan. We had a lot of things going on as we were declaring attacks, as we were bouncing back and forth. And to go back and answer the question of what I thought about the game, I really like the theme and flavor and how well it kind of ports into the cyberpunk feel. Yeah. I love the artwork very, very much, and the theme is the gameplay is nothing super different than some other games, but it has just enough twist to it that I want to play it again. Yeah, it was very enjoyable. It was a lot of fun. I would certainly want to throw down on this again. Awesome. Okay, everyone, that was Neuroscape. Now remember, Neuroscape is 100% original artwork by 43 different artists in this first set, and they have an official how to play video in the description. They also have a nice, unique setting in a developing world that they've created. So please, let us know in the comments below what you think of the gameplay, the game setting, the visual appeal of the artwork. And please let us know if we got any rules wrong. We apologize about that. As always, please, we didn't like it if you would give us a like and a subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you.